Imagine a place so powerful that it draws millions from every corner of the world, a simple cube structure, yet it stands as the epicenter of faith for billions of Muslims. Have you ever wondered, why was the Kaaba built and what secrets it holds? Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, Naseeha Studio. Today in this video, we're going to talk about the reason why Kaaba was built and what other blessed secrets it holds, the divine command. The story of the Kaaba begins with an extraordinary moment of spiritual significance when Prophet Ibrahim receives a direct command from Allah. This pivotal moment marks not just a personal test for Ibrahim, but also a divine commission that would have lasting implications for the entire world. One night, under the vast desert sky, Ibrahim, known for his unwavering faith and devotion, is visited by a revelation. Allah instructs him to build a house, a sanctuary that would serve as a symbol of monotheism and a gathering place for all who wish to strengthen their faith and closeness to the divine. This house, destined to be built in the barren valley of Mecca, is to be dedicated to the worship of the one true Allah. Ibrahim is tasked with not just constructing a physical structure, but also establishing a spiritual epicenter that would draw people into a deeper understanding of monotheism. The command is clear and extraordinary. Create a place where people can face in prayer, regardless of their location on earth. A unified direction that aligns them physically and spiritually. Accompanied by his young son, Ismail, Ibrahim sets out to fulfill this divine command. Their journey to Mecca is a testament to their obedience and faith. Upon reaching the designated site, a place seemingly unsuitable for such a significant task, Ibrahim and Ismail begin the work of building the Kaaba. They place each stone while continuously reflecting on the purpose of their actions, reinforcing their commitment to Allah's command. This act of building the Kaaba is not only a fulfillment of a divine decree, but also a symbol of devotion and submission to Allah's will. It stands as a test of Ibrahim's faith, proving his willingness to obey Allah's command without hesitation. This obedience becomes a central theme in the teachings of Islam, exemplifying the virtues of faith, perseverance, and unwavering trust in Allah's plan. As the walls of the Kaaba rise from the desert, they lay a foundation for what will become a central aspect of Islamic practice, the pilgrimage to Mecca, known as Hajj, which commemorates and honors Ibrahim's commitment and the continuation of his legacy by millions of Muslims each year. The construction. The construction of the Kaaba marked a significant moment in religious history, embodying a physical manifestation of divine instruction. Prophet Ibrahim, together with his son Ismail, began the task of building what would become the most revered site in Islam. This process was not just about physical labor, but was imbued with deep spiritual significance. In the harsh, barren landscape of Mecca, Ibrahim and Ismail set out to construct the Kaaba under direct guidance from Allah. They selected stones from the surrounding area, stones that were untouched and pure, suitable for building a sanctuary dedicated to the worship of the one true Allah. Each stone laid by Ibrahim and Ismail was a testament to their obedience and devotion, serving as a foundation for a structure that was to symbolize unity among all who believed. Ibrahim was instructed by Allah to make the Kaaba a simple cube-shaped structure. This simplicity was intentional, emphasizing the Kaaba's role as a spiritual center rather than a monument of architectural extravagance. The Kaaba's design was meant to reflect the unity and equality of all believers before Allah, with no distinction in rank or wealth. As they built, Ibrahim and Ismail constantly prayed for acceptance of their work and for guidance. According to Islamic tradition, the angel Gabriel brought the black stone from heaven and gave it to Ibrahim to place in the eastern corner of the Kaaba. The black stone, set into the Kaaba's wall, serves as a starting point for the circumambulation performed by pilgrims during Hajj and Umrah, and it symbolizes the eternal covenant between Allah and humanity. The process of building the Kaaba also symbolized the renewal of faith in the world. It was not merely a reconstruction of a previous place of worship, but a reaffirmation of monotheism, a central tenet brought forth by earlier prophets, but solidified in Islamic practice through Ibrahim's lineage. Upon completing the Kaaba, Ibrahim and Ismail made a supplication, now recorded in the Qur'an, asking Allah to accept their effort, make the sanctuary a place of return for people, a place of security, and to bless their descendants with prophetic leadership. This prayer encapsulated their hopes that the Kaaba would become a beacon of peace, guidance, and unity for all future generations. The construction of the Kaaba thus stands as an extraordinary act of faith, an embodiment of divine command, and a unifying point for millions of believers. It was crafted not by the hands of countless laborers, but by a father and son whose faith and dedication set the foundation for a legacy that continues to inspire and gather the faithful from all corners of the globe. A test of faith. The construction of the Kaaba was a monumental task, but it was not the only test of faith faced by Prophet Ibrahim and his family. One of the most extraordinary trials, as recounted in Islamic tradition, was the test of Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his son, Ismail, a command given by Allah to prove his faith and obedience. This episode begins with Ibrahim experiencing a series of disturbing dreams in which he sees himself sacrificing his son. In Islam, dreams of prophets are considered a form of divine revelation. Disturbed yet resolute, Ibrahim decides to fulfill this divine command, demonstrating his unyielding faith in Allah's wisdom. Ibrahim shares the vision with Ismail, who, understanding the significance of the dream, shows remarkable fortitude and submission to Allah's will. He says to his father, "Do what you are commanded. You will find me if Allah wills of the patient." This response highlights not only Ismail's obedience, but also his deep faith and trust in Allah's plan, mirroring his father's devoutness. The moment of sacrifice approaches on the slopes of Mount Arafat. Ibrahim prepares to carry out the command, a heart-wrenching act for any father, but his hand is stayed at the last moment by divine intervention. An angel appears, providing a ram to sacrifice in Ismail's place. This act signifies that the real desire was not for the sacrifice itself, but for Ibrahim's obedience and willingness to submit to Allah's command without faltering. This extraordinary event is commemorated annually during the Islamic festival of Eid al-Adha, or the Festival of Sacrifice. This festival not only honors Ibrahim's faith, but also serves as a reminder to Muslims of the importance of submission to Allah's will, even under the most challenging circumstances. Moreover, this test and its resolution strengthen the sanctity of the site where the Kaaba stands. The area around the Kaaba, particularly the Mount Arafat, becomes imbued with deep spiritual significance, symbolizing the ultimate submission to Allah's will and the mercy shown by Allah to his faithful servants. The role of Hajra. Hajra, the wife of Prophet Ibrahim and the mother of Ismail, plays a crucial role in the history of the Kaaba and the rituals of Hajj. Her story is a profound testament to faith, endurance, and the power of prayer, deeply embedded in the Islamic tradition. After Ibrahim and Ismail laid the foundation of the Kaaba, Hajra's own test of faith unfolded in the arid desert of Mecca. Ibrahim, following Allah's command, left Hajra and their infant son Ismail in the desolate landscape with only a small amount of water and dates. As the supplies dwindled, Hajra found herself in a desperate situation, needing to provide for her son with no one to help. Driven by maternal love and unyielding faith, Hajra ran between the hills of Safa and Marwa, searching for water or aid. She made 7 frantic trips between these 2 points, scanning the horizon for any sign of relief. It was during her final circuit that a miracle occurred. The angel Gabriel appeared and struck the ground with his wing, and from that spot, a spring of water burst forth, the well of Zamzam. This miraculous source of water provided the sustenance they desperately needed, and remains a symbol of Allah's mercy and provision to this day. Hajra's struggle and the miracle of Zamzam are commemorated by millions of pilgrims who perform the Sa'i, running or walking 7 times between Safa and Marwa during both the Hajj and Umrah pilgrimages. This ritual symbolizes the human spirit's endurance in the face of hardship and absolute trust in Allah's aid. Hajra's story is not just a narrative of survival, it is a pivotal chapter in the Islamic faith. It highlights the themes of divine testing, perseverance under trial, and unwavering faith in Allah's provision. Her actions, marked by a sense of agency and hope, demonstrate a powerful female figure in Islamic history. Her enduring legacy is reflected in the continued relevance of the Zamzam well, which still flows today and provides water to millions of pilgrims. This well stands as a testament to her faith and Allah's response to her efforts and prayers, serving as a perpetual reminder of her role in the establishment of a spiritual center for Muslims around the world. The completion of the Kaaba marked a defining moment in the establishment of a spiritual epicenter that would resonate throughout the Islamic world for centuries. After overcoming significant trials and demonstrating profound faith, Prophet Ibrahim and his son Ismail finally saw the fruits of their labor materialize in the form of the completed Kaaba. The structure, simple yet extraordinary, was designed to be a beacon for all who seek spiritual clarity and connection. Its completion was not merely the end of a construction project, but the beginning of its role as a unifying symbol for the Muslim Ummah community. The cube-shaped structure, with its stark, unadorned walls, was a visual testament to the principles of equality and humility before Allah. Its orientation, aligning with the directions that Muslims all over the world face in prayer, solidified its central role in Islamic practice. Upon completing the construction, Ibrahim was commanded to call people to pilgrimage to this holy site. This proclamation was not just for those in his immediate vicinity, but was intended to echo through the ages, inviting believers from all corners of the earth to come and experience the spiritual renewal and unity offered by the Hajj pilgrimage. According to Islamic tradition, Ibrahim's call was miraculously carried to all corners of the world, reaching every community and inviting them to this sacred gathering. This divine invitation highlights the Kaaba's role not just as a physical structure, but as a spiritual home for the entire Muslim community, providing a central point towards which all Muslims direct their prayers and spiritual aspirations. The rituals associated with the Kaaba, including tawaf, circumambulation, and the touching or kissing of the black stone, were established to honor and remember the significance of Ibrahim and Ismail's efforts and faith. The completion of the Kaaba also symbolized the restoration of true monotheism, a central tenet brought forth by Adam and reiterated through successive prophets. It stands as a reminder of Allah's closeness to humanity and his readiness to guide and support those who seek him with sincerity. The Kaaba's completion thus represents not just the culmination of Ibrahim and Ismail's physical labor, but the establishment of a lasting spiritual legacy. It symbolizes the enduring nature of faith, the unity of believers, and the ongoing relationship between humanity and the divine. This event in Islamic history is celebrated and remembered every year during Hajj, reinforcing the bonds between Muslims worldwide and their shared heritage of faith, resilience, and devotion to Allah. The first pilgrims. The completion of the Kaaba marked the beginning of its role as a spiritual magnet, drawing the first pilgrims from near and far. These initial pilgrims played a crucial role in establishing the Kaaba's enduring significance and set the stage for the global pilgrimage tradition that continues to this day. After the divine command to proclaim the Hajj, Ibrahim stood on the hills surrounding Mecca and called upon people to come for pilgrimage to this newly established house of Allah. According to Islamic tradition, his voice was carried supernaturally across the world, inviting all who heard to undertake the journey. This miraculous call ensured that the message reached far beyond the immediate geography, echoing through the ages and across continents. The response was profound. The first pilgrims, drawn by this divine invitation, traveled across harsh landscapes, driven by faith and a deep yearning to experience the sanctity of the site established by Ibrahim. These pilgrims came from diverse backgrounds, each with their own stories and struggles, yet united by the common purpose of fulfilling the sacred command. Their journey was not merely physical but deeply spiritual, marking a pivotal moment in their personal faith journeys. As they approached the Kaaba, these first pilgrims engaged in the acts of worship prescribed by Ibrahim, which included circumambulation of the Kaaba and the running between the hills of Safa and Marwa in emulation of Hajra's search for water. These rituals were imbued with layers of meaning, each step a reenactment of spiritual history and a personal testament to their faith. The arrival of these first pilgrims transformed the Kaaba from a solitary structure in the desert into a living, breathing center of worship. Their presence and their prayers consecrated the site, reinforcing its spiritual significance and establishing a pattern of pilgrimage that would grow exponentially over the centuries. These early pilgrims were also the first to spread the word of their experiences upon returning home, narrating the profound impact of their journey. Their stories sowed the seeds of inspiration in the hearts of future generations, encouraging an ever-growing number of believers to undertake the pilgrimage. Each account added to the collective understanding of the Hajj's spiritual depth and the Kaaba's centrality in Islamic worship. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you enjoyed this video and found it interesting, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more content celebrating the Islamic heritage. Your support really helps spread these important stories and teachings. We hope that Allah brings peace, happiness, and success to you and your family.